All right, hey guys, it's Sydney. Thank you so much for wanting to do this with me. I'm so excited to answer your questions, and let's get started. Okay, the first section in the questions looks like it's called About You. And the first question is from Jesco. It says, how did you start singing, and when did you start making music videos? What's your favorite song? So, Jesco, I started singing kind of just like by making noise. It's kind of ingrained into who I am. So I started making music really as soon as I started talking. My first song I wrote when I was 4. If that gives you any background on like how I started, I don't know. I guess music is just part of who I am and runs in my family. My mother's a singer. My stepfather plays drums. Both my brothers play instruments. So I think it's just naturally part of who I am. When did I start making music videos? I started professionally making music and music videos in 2018. And what is my favorite song? Currently, my favorite song by myself would probably be some of my unreleased music. For my released music, it's gonna be my song called Ride For Me. And for a favorite song that's not by me, that's really hard. I've been listening to a lot of albums. So right now on repeat, I have a lot of holiday albums playing. So like Mariah Carey's Christmas album and Tinashe's Christmas album. Next, I have a question from Annie and Oliver. It says, hi, I like your song. How many songs did you make? Thank you, Annie and Oliver, for liking my music. That means a lot to me. And how many songs did I make? So currently, I'm featured on, I don't know, maybe like 8 songs, and I have an EP with 5 songs on it, and I released 5 singles this year, and then upcoming in 2021 I'll be releasing a few singles, another EP which is a small album, and then I will be releasing a full-size album as well. So lots of music. Next we have an anonymous question. It says, how do you want to help the world? And I really love this question. I want to help the world basically in any way that I can. Right now, with my personal reach and what I am able to do, I can help people through my music. And that's the whole goal when I'm writing songs. I want people to be able to relate and to feel something, whether it makes them move physically by dancing, or they're going through something emotionally troubling and my song gives them something to relate to help ease their pain. I'm hoping I can help that way. All right, the next question is from Leopold. It says, do you play any instruments? I do not play any instruments professionally, but I can play basic chords on the piano. The next question is from Kareem, and it says, can you rap? I can rap. I don't think I would choose to make rap songs. It's definitely not like who I am as an artist, but if I'm listening to rap music or anything like that and I enjoy it and I memorize the lyrics, then yes, I can rap along. Next, we have a question from Esme. Esme, I think it's Esme. You have a beautiful voice. You are so cool. Where do you come from? How old are you? How old were you when you started making music and started making music videos? Esme, you are so very sweet. Thank you so much. Your support means the world to me. I really appreciate that you've taken the time to listen to my music. That means a lot. Let me see, where do I come from? I'm from Maine in the United States, which is the most northeastern state, right underneath Canada. How old were you when you started making music? I was 4 when I started writing songs and singing, and making music professionally and making music videos started in 2018. All right, the next question is from Dario. It says, what do you do when you get angry? I really like this question a lot. And this answer that I'm going to give you hasn't always been my answer. This has been how I've learned to deal with negative emotions. So for me personally, when I get angry, I realize that anger is a secondary emotion, and I want to find the true emotion underneath. And once I find that true emotion, I sit with it. I don't dwell on it, but I do let myself feel it so I can let it kind of pass through me and I can let it go. Alrighty, next question is from Kayla. It says, Dear Sydney, I really like your singing. I have some questions for you. How did you come up with Let's Take a Walk? How famous are you? Have you once been included in bullying? Like, were you the person being bullied? I hope you can answer my questions from your fan, Kayla. Thank you, Kayla. First of all, thank you so much for being my fan. That means so very much to me. I wouldn't be able to make music if no one listened to it. I could, but it would feel kind of pointless. So I'm so thankful to have a fan like you. Thank you for liking my singing. How did I come up with Let's Take a Walk? So myself and then the group Decav, the two rappers that are in the song with me, we wanted to make a song with meaning for things that were happening currently in the world. And during the time, there was a lot of really like violent and awful things happening within schools. And we decided that from the outside looking in, it would stem from bullying. So whether a child was being bullied in school or at home, the reason a child acts out is from some type of trauma that they're experiencing. So we wanted to make a song that spoke about those traumas and would hopefully bring awareness and bring light to the situation in the long term, helping it. So that's why we made that song. How famous are you? I guess that depends on what you consider famous. So I'm definitely not like an Ariana Grande by any means, but I feel like I do have a reach, but I'm not quite where I want to be yet. So keep listening to my music and help me out. Have I ever been included in bullying? Like, were you the person being bullied? Yes. So I grew up in a town where I definitely was not like the people that I was surrounded by. I wasn't into the things that they were into. I had a lot of different viewpoints. I was very outspoken. I'm very expressive and very creative. And I think that in a small town, they maybe haven't experienced a lot of people like me, which isn't a bad thing at all. But for me, I guess that was, how do I want to say this? Yes, I was bullied, but I didn't let it get to me. And I think it helped shape who I am as a person, but I hope you never have to go through anything like that. All right, the next question is from Anonymous. Are the guys in the Let's Take a Walk video your friends? Yes, so they are Decav, and we definitely became friends by working on lots of music together and music videos. Lastly, in this section, I have a question from Petra. Have you ever made a song with someone else, maybe a famous person? Yes, I have been featured on several different songs with several different artists. I would say in the realm of fame, I've worked with a few famous people. Decav, certainly, they won a VMA, which is a Video Music Award through MTV in 2007. And then I worked with some pretty well-known old school rappers from New York called Vado and Mesa. The next question section is called Planning and Lyric Writing. And the first question is from Brooklyn. By the way, how do you make songs? Where do you find your words? How do you plan a song? Brooklyn, I would say this, the creative process for writing music definitely varies person to person, artist to artist. But for me, how I make songs is it normally happens when I'm alone, and it's based for me normally off of emotions. I'm a very emotional, sentimental person. So whether it was an event or a person or a particular moment in time, whatever emotion was evoked from that, I'm going to write a song about that. Where do I find my words? That's hard and interesting because sometimes they come really, really easily, and it's like I'm just an open vessel and the universe kind of gives me the words, and then sometimes I have to sit and really think hard about it and get creative, like look up synonyms for words and things like that to make things flow better. So it really varies. Next question we have is Anonymous, and the question is, how do you know when your song is good? And I'm going to say, I also think this varies artist to artist and person to person. And anytime you're doing anything creative or anything really, even if you are the most famous person in the world, whatever you put out for your song or your art or whatever sport you're doing, it doesn't matter how good you are, someone is always going to think the opposite. So you really have to decide for yourself how much you like your art and whether you think it's good enough, because that's really the only opinion that matters at the end of the day. So when I feel like I have expressed myself properly, then I feel like my song is good. All right, next question is from M.E. It says, how do you make music videos? So music videos are really, really cool, and they're kind of a crazy process. So first you have to find a videographer, and that's someone who's trained behind a camera. So they know how to shoot different angles and all that kind of cool, fun stuff. So once you have the videographer, then you need to come up with a creative vision, and your creative vision is how you are going to act out or portray your music video. And then once you have all that together, you need a date and a time, a location, and then you act out. You do your music video. So music videos for me have taken sometimes anywhere from an hour to 12 hours to shoot. And then once we have all the footage, the videographer or director or whoever's editing it will take the best parts of all the things that you shot and put it together and make your music video. Next, we have a question from Valdina. It says, how do you get inspiration for your songs? What is your favorite song you wrote? And how do you get ideas to write? I think your voice is beautiful. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you. The inspiration I get from my songs, kind of like I said earlier, for me, normally it's an emotional experience. So it's something that really stuck out to me, whether it's a person or a moment, things like that. And emotion is a wide spectrum. So it can be anger, it can be sadness, it can be happiness, it can be excitement. All those things make writing easy for me. What is your favorite song you've written? For me, my favorite songs I've written are the ones that are not out yet, because I feel like the creative process for writing is something where you get better each time you do it. So I always feel like my next song is better than my last. So my favorite songs are the ones that are not out yet. Next, we have a question from Nabu and Samugi. It says, where did you get this idea for your song of no bullying, and why did you make it? We got the idea based on the events that were really happening, things that we were seeing on the news every single day, and we wanted to bring awareness to how terrible bullying is for people, especially on a child, because a child's brain is so porous and so moldable. This really affects them for the rest of their life. So we felt like with the platform we had as musicians, if we were able to make something that gets to other people, then we were socially responsible to bring something up, bring something to the table about this issue at hand. So we made that song, and we made it hopefully to bring light to the situation, and from there, once light is brought to the situation, have people do something about it. So it was, in essence, to help the situation to the best of our abilities. Next question is from Emma. It says, how long on average does it take you to make a song? Thank you for answering. Thank you for asking, Emma. And it's, again, it really varies. I've had songs that I've written completely in like 10 minutes. And then, for instance, I've had songs that have taken me 2 years to write. So my most popular song right now is called Rain, and it took me 2 years to write that song. Next, we have a question from Charlie. It says, Dear Sydney, how does electronic music work and how do you create it? I really liked your song. Many thanks, Charlie. Thank you, Charlie. I really appreciate that you took the time to listen to my music. As for electronic music, I think you're referring to EDM, which is electronic dance music. And the majority of music now is made right on a computer or a laptop. Yeah, so like all the noises you hear besides the vocals are synthetically made on a computer. I hope that answered your question. And the last, oh, we have 2 more questions. Next question is from Madeline. It says, when you find a topic for a song, how do you have ways to figure out the lyrics? Also, I really like your song about stopping bullying. Thank you so much, Madeline. How do I find a topic? Again, for me, it really is based on an emotional experience, but that varies artist to artist. Some people could write on something, you know, or try and write on something that they've never personally experienced. But for me, it's best when it's based on something that I feel. And how do you figure out ways for lyrics? Totally. It really depends again. Sorry, I feel like these answers are redundant. But sometimes, like I said a bit earlier, it's kind of like I'm a vessel and I'm just listening, and the universe kind of gives me the lyrics that I need to say the message I'm trying to say. And sometimes I really have to think about it. Last question is from Elisa. How can we write a song? How do you get ideas for the background music? So for background music, you're going to need a producer, and a producer is someone who is at that computer or the real instruments, and they come up with everything you hear in the background that's not lyrics and not ad-libs. And ad-libs are things done with the voice that might not necessarily be part of the bass line of the song. So you're gonna have the lyrics and the melody and the hook and the verses. So those are all like the bones of a song. And then ad-libs are the little extra things you hear in the background that are from the voice. But you'll need a producer to make all the background music, and then you'll need a singer, and you'll need to write the lyrics, you'll need to write the melody, and then you'll need an engineer, and the engineer will take the production and everything you've done with the voice, and they'll mix and master it and make it ready for the world to hear. All right, let's see. I think that was it for all of the questions. It says they would love if you would sing a little verse or phrase from one of your songs. I would absolutely love to sing for you guys. I'm super flattered that you wanted to ask me these questions and learn about my process and me. So thank you so much. And yeah, I would like to sing a little bit of my song called Ride For Me. I'll sing a cappella if that's okay. All right, here we go. We can have a good time. Come watch the sunrise. Babe, what you wanna do? Here on the east side, roll the high tide. This time is for us to use. Cause there's something about between your vibe and mine. It makes me wanna know the places that we could take this. The distance this could go. Slide on me, baby, every day. Keep coming my way, got me going crazy. When you ride for me, baby, this don't feel like me. Got my vision hazy, I don't take it lightly. Slide, ooh, slide. Yeah, yeah, ride. We take our time, do what we like, go where we ride, yeah. All right, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for doing this with me. Much love to you all, and happy holidays.